Nobody move.
Nobody gets hurt.
I'm Nick G.
I'm Mike D.
And this is Good Cop, Bad Cop. I'd like to thank our sponsors today, Pop McCann Whiskey, smoothest drink in the land. Grab your bottle today at popsmcannwhiskey.com. Also like to thank Friends of Martina White. Visit votemartina.com for more information about the work Martina has been doing as state representative of Pennsylvania. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Beyond Creative. If you're ready to take your online presence to the next level, visit beyondocreative.com or call 267-362-WEB1 to discuss your project. And our title sponsor, AR Law, arjusticenow.com. We fight so you don't have to. Adams Renzi Law. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Morrow Flooring, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, and carpet. You get military and first responders discount. That is Morrow Flooring. You can go to goodcopbadcoppodcast.com. Click on his link for more details. All right, welcome back. Another great episode of Good Cop, Bad Cop. I'm Nick G, and that is
Mike D.
Mickey D.
Mickey D.
We're not calling you Mike no more. It's Mickey D.
Mickey D, yeah, the old baseball terms.
Mike Dowd.
Yeah.
Mike Dowd from the 7-5. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him before. The infamous Mike Dowd.
Well, whatever they want to call me.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. I fit the bill.
We've both been called worse, right?
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah.
Or
broke.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. So what do you got for me? I know you did a little research last night.
In the car before I came up here.
Oh, it wasn't last night.
No, I was watching last night. So,
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the State of the Union. It's just us today, guys. A special episode, no guests.
Right.
We're just gonna air out our grievances of what's bothering us.
Okay, we'll rip it out.
So I want to start with this. We're gonna play video right now, and then we're gonna riff off of that and just take it from there. Marvin, we can key that up.
Once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, and these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical
lousy human beings.
Vile,
no
disgusting
what.
people.
Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Look at these cowards.
Yep. We could thank NBC News for that clip. Anyway.
Do we have to thank NBC News for anything?
It's our clip. I think we're legally bound to thank them.
Thank you then.
Yeah, thank you for that clip. I'm surprised they even shared that.
Yeah.
So, it's just, we're both...
I'm beside myself.
Where do you start with something like that? So there's this girl, Jocelyn, in Texas, was murdered by illegal aliens.
Right.
Trump, I believe, during the address, gave an executive order renaming a state
Spanish
park.
girl.
Yes.
I think originally Mexican immigrants who came here.
I believe so. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So legally they immigrated or whatever.
Jocelyn's her first name.
Right.
Her last name escapes me.
Okay.
So Trump renames the national park that she used to look at because she was an animal lover, and she used to stay there and watch the animals in this state park. Trump renames the state park in Jocelyn's honor. Nothing from those people on the left. You're not standing and applauding Trump. You're applauding. You're helping that family heal, and you're helping the country heal.
Yeah, sure.
And move on, and you're recognizing this girl and her family. It has nothing to do with Trump. And they sat there silent during that. And there's more examples of that. Would just turn your stomach all night last night.
So let's riff into this for a minute. It's my daughter. Let's make believe. It's your daughter. It's my daughter. It's our child. It's the country's child. It's a child of our country who's murdered by an illegal person that's here illegally. Now, first of all, you and I both would probably agree we're not against immigrants.
I'm a product of immigrants.
Okay.
I'm sure you are too, somewhere down the line.
Well, certainly, yes, 3 generations back. And my family currently today has current legal immigrants in it that just became citizens in the last several years. So I'm okay with anybody who wants to come to this country properly, legally, and for the right reasons. I'm okay with it.
Right.
So when we start discussing this, people don't understand that we're all affected by them in one way. So I say them. Immigration, people who immigrate here, legally and illegally. Our livelihoods are affected by those that have come here illegally. and our tax base is destroyed and eroded by them as well. So there's a lot behind every statement we make. We don't necessarily, and I have nothing against the guy that comes to my house, shows up with a paintbrush in his hand, wants to paint and do an honest day's work. Whether he's here legally or illegally, I don't care. I'm not against him.
Right.
I'm for him. But there's a system in place that does not allow that person to participate properly in our society while he's here.
Let me
Or her.
Yeah, let me compound that.
Go ahead.
So I recently met a gentleman from Brazil.
Okay.
Loves this country.
Right.
He was here with his wife and his daughter, who's going to be going to college, hopefully here. I believe she's like a freshman or sophomore in high school.
Right.
He's immigrating to the United States. You know how long he anticipates until he can come here?
7 years.
5 years, 5 to 7 years. I think he's already into the process. He's thinking 5 more years.
Okay.
Right? He's a doctor. His wife's a doctor.
Right.
His daughter's going to become a doctor.
Sure.
Right? If he wanted to, he could have just walked through the southern border. Would have been here.
Get online. Fill out the app. He could have filled out the app.
You know, but no, he's doing it the correct way. He's got to wait all this time. You know, and people don't understand that there's a process in place, and there's plenty of upstanding, productive citizens that are coming to this country that we need. We want your best. They don't seem to understand that, like Nicaragua emptied their prisons and ushered along all their criminals to our country. You know, and country states such as Nicaragua, Central America, have done the same thing. Yeah. We're not getting their best.
El Salvador, Guatemala.
Yes, we're getting their
Costa Rica.
Gang members, criminals. This is who we're talking about. We're not talking about the good, hardworking people. And they're here. Many have been here for a long time. Obviously, we're not going to be kicking them out of the country. You know, there's ways that we're going to have to work around this. Right. The violent ones, and they can't even stand up and say, yeah. You know, as we're talking before this, we are the Bill Clinton Republicans now, is what I call us.
Right.
Because if you look at what we stand for today, it's the same thing Bill Clinton stood for 30 years ago that the left and the Democrats loved.
Right.
No difference.
Yeah, right. But there was no hatred. Back then there was no hatred.
No, you could.
We agreed or we disagreed, but there was no hatred.
Yes.
We just had a different way of going about
There's
it.
no schisms in the family because of your politics.
Never once.
You might have that one crazy uncle that was a little bit too far either way. Ignored people, pissed people off at Thanksgiving. But, and the young people have been so indoctrinated in our colleges and our schools. And we're starting to see the byproduct of that because these young people that have been indoctrinated are now in their mid to late 20s.
Well, what they decided to do, from my perspective, is use hate. So what they do is they label people, right?
We looked at it last night. Look at that.
They're labeling people so that we can hate you for a reason, not because you're American, not because you're white, black, or Hispanic or Asian, because you promote rapists, you love convicted felons, you're a Nazi.
Who was the mayor or the governor that was just offering up prayers to the man that was stabbing people and the cops shot and killed him?
Up in Boston. Boston's Asian mayor. Yeah, honoring
the criminal trying to murder people.
Yeah, had
tears for him. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
sad that someone had to die and they were in that state of mind. But
very sad.
You don't honor them.
No. You mean you may say to the family, "Well, sorry for your loss." But
thank God that his hero cop that saved lives.
Thank God he stepped in and prevented 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 innocent people from being stabbed and murdered.
That's not by.
This is the way it is.
Yeah. And you say party of hate. Look at it again. Another example from last night's State of Address. 13-year-old boy battled how many cancer surgeries?
11.
Brain cancer surgeries. Wants to be a police officer. Again, not aligned with the Democratic left, right? He's given the honorary title of a Secret Service agent. You're not honoring Trump. You're applauding that young boy for this fight of his life and getting such an honor for the United States, for our country. It has nothing to do with Trump. They all sat there, puss-faced, with a scowl on there.
Disgusting.
They're vile, disgusting.
Why are they
people.
Even there? Why'd they even show?
If there's any Democrats that listen or watching this, I'm imploring to you, if this is who you are, fine. But if that's not your values,
speak up.
Start electing people that represent your culture. And when I mean culture, your values, how you like a culture in a business. Everyone creates a culture. How do you want your democratic culture to be? I'm not talking about your ethnic background.
Not your
what
cult.
Do you want the culture?
Not your cult.
Yeah, your cult. What do you want the culture of your party to be? Because right now, you're letting some extremists represent the entire party. It's a terrible look. It's horrible.
So we've talked about the immigration process, and obviously this woman
Grinds my gears, Mike.
This young girl, Jalen, right? Was that her name?
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn. I'm sorry, Jocelyn, who was murdered by an illegal immigrant. So I want to go back and do a little deep dive in this a little bit. So why are these people coming here? Who is bringing them here, and who is making the money? Those are the reasons they exist.
Well,
so I'm going to allow you to throw it, and then we're going to go back and
right.
forth with that a little bit.
It's really it's a deep rabbit hole we can go down.
A little bit. I'd like to go a little towards it so that people understand how and why this is happening.
A lot of layers. I was raised Catholic. I don't know if I want to be Catholic. I'm a Christian.
Yes.
You know, I don't really. I don't know, man. It's just the Catholic Church has really strayed from my values.
So this is where we're going.
And this is going to be kind of, some people might not, there's no tinfoil hats here. You can look this up.
Yeah.
Catholic Church has been largely involved in funding this immigration, illegal immigration. You know, they're one of the funders. USAID, through NGOs, have been partnered with the Catholic Church.
Uh-huh.
They're paying for maps. They're paying for guides. They're setting up routes from the Central America into America. And when they get into America, they're setting up pipelines to distribute the illegal immigrants throughout the country, probably mainly where they need to turn red states purple and purple states blue.
Yeah, correct.
Just so happens to be that. Now they're not going to big cities, and they are not all going to big cities.
No, they're not.
They're going to rural towns of maybe 2,000 people.
And putting 500 people in there.
They're putting more. They're putting 2,000 people in there.
Right.
Now there's a strain on their government, which is a very, very small government,
right,
and their resources, and they can't get health care or their aids, and this is not.
No. They get the health care.
They're getting it, not the citizens.
But the citizens don't.
It's
So here's what I wanted to get into. You sort of alluded to it a little bit, but this is going to come back big. This is the circle I'm trying to touch. So we have this $100 billion fund. Just throw a number out there. And our country, through its USAID, I would imagine.
Yes.
I don't know.
And NGOs.
I don't know who else specifics right now, but I'm getting into it. I see this. I see money going out to help move these people because they're not walking outside their door and just starting to walk.
It's organized.
It's organized. So they're saying, we're all going to meet here. 500 of you from this town in Guatemala, just throwing names and stuff out. 500 people, we're going to go here. We're going to get on a bus. It's going to take us here. We're going to feed you and house you here for 2-3 days. And then we're going to launch you off to the next point, the next point, the next point. Because these people are not walking 2,000-3,000 miles because they're all heavy. They're all overweight.
Yeah.
No one's coming in here anorexic, okay? So let's be honest with each other. Something's going. Because if you walk, if you walk 2,000 miles in 2 weeks,
they are walking a lot of it. So they have the Darien
not
Gap.
walking a lot of it.
Not all of it.
No,
they
they're
have
not walking
trains.
a lot of it.
They're put on trains and buses, but there is. Don't be fooled. There is some part of this journey that there is.
Okay, good.
Like the Darien Gap.
It's not 2,000 miles. Of
no,
walking.
they're not going 2,000.
Okay.
They're being placed on again different points of different modes of transportation.
Yes, we agree.
So
they're
it's not
being
all
funneled
entire-
from one to
yes.
another, and they're being fed and basically housed. Maybe they're sleeping in tents. I don't know.
They have Catholic brochures at the Darien Gap explaining them where they're at,
okay,
where to proceed next, how they get aid when they get to America.
So how does this Pope, well,
He's not my Pope.
Mine either. How does this Pope,
He's a socialist.
he may leave this earth soon enough. This Pope, how does this Pope sanctify Joe Biden? Why?
He's a socialist. The Pope is
so
a
he has
socialist.
nothing to do with his religious indoctrination. He sanctifies. And listen, as far as you care about abortion, I'm up in the air.
I'm not even talking about that.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is this Pope sanctifies Joe Biden, who's everything anti-Catholic for a Catholic, right? He does nothing in a Catholic manner because Catholics are supposed to be subservient and deprecating and be willing to help others. Joe Biden is none of that.
This Pope has bent laws to
Catholicism.
Catholicism, papal laws to get around what the teachings were of Jesus Christ. So
Okay.
he's betting. You're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be one way, and I get it. And you can tear me down about helping your neighbor. We shouldn't have borders if that's the way we're going to do it. It's you can't have a country without borders.
Nations
Yes,
have borders.
Nations,
Nations have borders. It's just the way it is. In fact, in the Bible, it says man's laws are to be upheld.
I'll tell you what. There's a big wall around the Vatican, and inside that Vatican, there's untold riches
4-year sentence.
throughout centuries.
Yeah.
Have been pilfered and stolen throughout the world, and we seem to forget about. I'd like to thank our sponsors today, Martina White. Friends of Martina White can visit votemartina.com for more information about the work Martina's been doing as a state representative in Pennsylvania. And let me tell you, Mike, she's a big supporter of police. She backs the blue. She's a proven fighter for families, women, everybody.
Is she a patriot? Is she America first?
Absolutely. She encompasses, the American spirit for sure. We have a big population of listeners in Northeast Philadelphia, Southeast Pennsylvania, which would be her area. So you can check her out.
Has
Vote
she
Martina.
been in? I'm not familiar with the Philly district. Is she new to the scene, or is she looking for re-election?
She'll be up for re-election in a couple years, but she's been around for a while. She has a proven track record.
Okay.
You can check her out. Her record really speaks for itself, especially when it comes to fighting for everyday citizens and backing the blue.
It's nice to have someone back in the blue. I mean, the officers are out there risking their lives every day, and with little pay and little appreciation in today's environment, it's been very difficult. And as you know, being a Philadelphia guy,
Unfortunately, that's something that's not common. Should be. It used to be a time where both sides of the aisle agreed on law enforcement, and that's something that's completely lacking. But with Martina White, she steps up to the plate, always has our backs, and does what's right.
great. Good luck with Martina.
Yeah, you can get more information at votemartina.com. I'd like to thank our title sponsor of the show, Adams Renzi Law, AR Law. They can be found at arjusticenow.com. And just to let you know, I know both of them personally. Christy, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, total sweetheart, absolute pit bull in the courtroom. And Nick Renzi, he's a South Philadelphia guy, true and true, neighborhood man. He's for the people. He helps people out down in South Philly, all around Philadelphia.
Their offices in South Philly itself?
Yes, their office is in right around South Philly, Center City, right on the
Do
border.
they handle
there.
a lot of criminal cases?
They handle everything, absolutely.
Are they on call 24/7 for someone who
always-
might take a pinch somewhere?
Why, you might be taking
Well,
a
I
pinch
mean,
that we know about?
you never know. I mean, wherever you show up, you got to be ready.
Well, you can keep their card on you.
Well,
Or go to their
well,
website
well,
and
good,
call
good.
them up.
Will they give me a deal since they're sponsors of the show?
You might get a percentage off. I'll have to talk to her.
Okay. Yeah.
If you used them a few years ago, you might have not have gotten 14 years.
Well, that's another story.
Another story for another time.
That's right.
Again, AR Law, check them out. arjusticenow.com. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Beyond.o. In today's world, your business is practically invisible if you're not online. With so many options for marketing your business, it's easy to get confused. That's where Beyond.o Creative steps in. They have the expertise to help you with all of your marketing needs. Need a website that wows visitors? They'll build it. Want to reach more customers with Google Ads? They'll make it happen. They'll even manage your social media so you can focus on what you do best. Beyond.o Creative is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and Google Premier Partner. They're the real deal. If you're ready to take your online presence to the next level, visit beyondocreative.com. That's BIONDOCREATIVE.com or call 267-362-WEB1, Web 1 to discuss your project now. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Morrow Flooring, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, and carpet, military first responder discount. You know, Tommy, we had him as a guest on a podcast. You can get your flooring done by a real American hero.
Yeah, and he's on time and on budget.
Yes, he is. He will beat any price. Bring a quote, an estimate, whatever you have. Tommy will beat it, 100% guaranteed. You have our backing on that one.
And he'll be there himself.
Absolutely. You can get a real American hero do your flooring for you.
So the question I'm getting at is, where's the money?
Now,
The church is getting a lot of money. They're getting a lot of money
Yes.
somewhere, somehow. And all these, what do you call NGOs?
right.
These NGOs, they're not, guess who owns the NGOs? This is where I'm trying to go with this.
The Democratic Party.
The Democratic Party owns the NGOs.
Yes, a lot of that money gets laundered back to the Democratic
Mayorkas'
Party. Yep.
family, from what I'm told. Now, listen, I could be 100% wrong, but I often repeat what I read, and what I read, I discern whether I believe it or
All
not.
right, so how about something we know for a fact? The judge in the case against Trump in New York.
Correct.
What's his name?
Marshawn or something like that?
Okay. His daughter is a Democratic operative
Correct.
that is making money off of that case.
Correct.
So right then and there is just a conflict of
It's right
interest.
in front of your
Yeah,
face.
right in front of your face.
It's
I
not
think
like
she raised $96 million off of this.
during the case,
Yeah,
but I
during
think
the
it was
case.
200 million paid
So
to her.
it's going to what you're saying. So Mayorkas has something similar. Yeah, absolutely, and we can scratch the surface with all these Democratic officials. Not all of them, a lot of them.
Many of them.
And you can see a lot of their family members are placed in positions that are in these NGOs or in organizations like the Clinton Foundation that are collecting money. And it seems like a lot of money goes out and happens to come back into these organizations, and then we lose track of where it goes from there. Yeah, that's how they're laundering the money. And there's Republicans doing the same thing.
Yeah, listen, there's definitely Republicans doing the same thing. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist.
Right.
Okay.
And I give the Dan Bongino rule, which I like, is 100% of the problems are caused by Democrats. About 70% of the problems are with Republicans. So, no, the Republican Party isn't the answer, but there's a percentage of Republicans that are still good with the independents. Until we have to latch onto and try to fight that uniparty. Because that's the deep state. That's the ones funding all this USAID, and you can call us conspiracy theorists. And when they start becoming true, they're no longer conspiracy theories.
Right.
You know, and these are becoming true, and these are easily, being found through Dodge or Doge, which, the squeakiest wheel gets the grease, right? These are the ones bitching and complaining the loudest.
Yeah, watch.
There's a reason for it.
Watch who's complaining.
Their laundering scheme is getting found out.
So, of course,
in real time.
And many of us in the social media world that pay attention to some social, and we do. Everybody looks at social media. That's how a lot of us, by the way, get our news. We get it in clips, and then if we believe in it or if we're interested in it, we go further, right?
Yeah.
Just like a real direction to the good cop, bad cop. Don't forget to subscribe. This is how we do things. Everybody gets clips, and they determine because there's so much information today everywhere that we have to be discerning on what we dive into.
So that's what education through headlines, and it's something that the left has really figured out a long time ago.
Yes,
we caught up to them, and with their fact checkers, which were all, they only check the facts they believe to be true.
They don't check the other side's facts.
Right. So they would put in a headline: Trump killing millions of people in Africa. This has to stop. And then so now you're reading, you're like, oh my God, you hear what Trump's doing? He's killing all these people in Africa. But in the bottom, it'll be, well, if Trump decides, through this USAID to stop the funding to this African program of meals, but millions of people will be affected. But as of right now, they're keeping the program going.
Everything's great.
Yeah, everything's good.
Everything's wonderful.
They're still being fed, and Trump's still doing it.
Yeah, I know.
But the headline, you're going away because they don't read anymore because they want instant gratification.
Dowd murders 9 people.
Yeah.
Headlines.
Yeah.
Headlines. Dowd murders 9 people. I'm sitting there in MCC New York going,
This is a true headline?
yeah, Dowd murders 9 people. Then you read the article. Joe Hall. Well, it's like a fishing expedition. You just throw shit in the water, and whatever they bite at, they can bite at. So I'm saying, I know what fake news is. I know what headline grabbing is. The story catches your eye. You look at it. You go, and then at the end it says it's probably not true, but hey, we're gonna take a look at it.
We don't read it anymore today.
Right.
The headline is the
fact.
education.
It's the fact. Yes, and that's where it's just misleading. And I think Obama changed that law, didn't he? Where you could actually lie.
Propagandize. And we've touched on this before. It was illegal to propagandize American citizens. That's what the CIA. A lot of people think the CIA can operate within the United States. It's not the case. The CIA is supposed to operate outside the country to gain intelligence on our enemies and friends, foreign, you know what I mean?
Foreign and domestic.
And domestic being actors within our country that are cooperating with foreign governments.
Correct. Yes.
And what Obama did was he reversed the law that made it okay now for CIA to propagandize American citizens. And you've seen that through social media, and we have been propagandized. And this is what Trump is doing. He's clearing it up. He's putting an end to that. Although I haven't seen him reverse that. I believe it's an executive order, or if there was a law in place, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't seen anything in writing from Trump stopping that law. I would like to see something come out. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not
but
sure. Something
needs to be put in writing that you cannot propagandize the American people.
Because
somehow it needs to be ratified and put an amendment somewhere, and we can get into how that works.
Another rabbit hole with that.
Yeah.
And that rabbit hole brings me to the FCC. And if you're a news channel or an opinion channel, we should know. We should know if this is your opinion and you're just having a riff like you and I, we have opinions. We're allowed to share
This
them
is opinions.
in this country. But if you're going to report the news, it better be the news. And,
Right.
and it better be triple check fact. We're not some fact checker who's on Facebook
Yeah.
who hates me and reports everything I say to the Facebook police, and then all of a sudden I'm blocked or
Yep.
my algorithm goes nowhere. I mean, no one sees my stuff. No one. Absolutely no
for a
one.
while there, I would see you'd get a Facebook post and it'd be sensitive information,
Right.
click the
here.
preview,
Yeah.
and you're thinking like a dead body. It's the flag and an eagle,
Yeah.
and you're like, this is sensitive,
Sensitive.
that I can't see.
I can't see this. It may be offensive.
It's just we went so far. It is coming back a little bit. It helps that what's his name? Zuckerberg is starting to act like a man. He's taking jiu-jitsu, hanging out with Dana White. You see, he's got some testosterone in his life now.
He's got a little zip.
Yeah, he did that thing last year. He's in a tux holding the American flag, jet skiing. Trying to look like a badass man.
Yeah, I
Good.
understand. Everybody, listen. If it takes a moment to wake up, that's okay.
That's fine. Good. Welcome. Come
Listen,
on over.
everybody, like my son would say to me, Dad, under 30, if you're not a liberal, you're mean. He says, after 30, if you're a liberal, you're stupid.
Yep.
This is my son. This is my son who I had to fight with for years.
That's an old saying.
Yeah.
It's an old saying.
Yeah, so...
the good thing is, though, the younger generation helped push Trump. The under 22s,
yes,
I believe.
yes.
Helped,
18 to, I think, 24, 25. They
helped push Trump over the edge. I think they're tired of the nonsense being shoved down their throat with the LGBTQ and... if I want to identify as a cat, they had to put a litter box in the classroom.
I saw a video. I saw a video the other day on one of these channels. Of course, people. I don't know what I'm looking at half the time, and it was a classroom. And I want to say, and I could be wrong about the age. I want to say 7, 8, like that. It could have been younger. And as you said, everybody like gathered around in a circle, and they were like sort of holding hands, telling that we're gay. Like
it's indoctrination.
That the children we're all gay. Now we know what it's like to be gay. Look, these are,
They're
I
impressionable.
like boys. I like what's going on? Like that is insanity.
You're sexualizing children.
There's no
Something
reason
you
for
should not
this.
be doing. That's what these story hours with the drag queens. What's the difference if we take the kids over to the strip club? Not a damn
None.
difference. The only thing is the anatomy of the person dancing.
You'll see something real.
Yeah, that's it.
You'll
You
see
see a real
something
woman.
real. There's not a tuck in a roll.
So I'm not taking
not a tuck in a roll.
Not taking kids from grade school over to Club Risque and chucking dollar bills.
Yeah. Because you'd probably get arrested, right? Wouldn't that be child abuse?
Yeah,
I guess.
think it would
I don't
be.
even know.
But we can take them to the library and watch drag queens do the same thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Now what happens?
Well, read the book that says.
What happens if I identify as a Siamese cat? They're naked. They have no fur, so I can just walk around naked. I'm gonna go to class.
You got to crawl.
No, I'll crawl in
You have
naked.
to crawl in naked with your
Shit
paws.
and piss in
with
the
your
litter
paws,
box.
or your balls swinging. Are you a male or female cat?
I'll be whatever. I guess I'll be a male cat. I mean, what am I going to do? I have nowhere to hide it at that point. Maybe I can tuck them in
and God
somewhere,
bless you.
tape them up.
God bless you.
So what if I get elected to the Senate? Can I be a Siamese cat and show up naked? That's how I identify.
Well, I mean, apparently.
Is that out of the paradoxal normity that we've created?
I don't know anymore. See, I get overwhelmed with this because it's actually. You don't even know look. We know what's right and wrong, but they have us bombarded with so many different images of what might.
Am I wrong though? I could be a Siamese cat, hairless, with no clothes
Well,
on.
we're gonna get a litter box. We're gonna get a
Right.
Marvin. Can we have a litter box
we get
brought
that,
in
'cause
here?
I'm gonna be a Siamese
All
cat.
right, and
Next
get
time,
the scoop. I'll scoop the turds out. I don't want to leave them in here during the meetings.
yeah. I mean, you will see me naked from this point forward. I have to.
No.
shave
I don't know
everything.
that I want to do
I'm
this.
a Siamese cat.
This is supposed to be a good cop, bad cop show.
Not anymore. Bad
Good
cop.
good cat, bad cat.
Yeah.
You're sick.
Good pussy.
Yeah,
bad cop.
Good snatch.
I mean, we're laughing about it, but this is what's going on in our schools.
This is
man.
ridiculous.
In grade school, like, I mean, we've tumbled real far away from
from money and
the State of the Union.
Yes.
But again, State of the Union, we have a son of a police officer who was killed in the line of duty, and right there, Trump, he had no idea, gave him the initiation and told him that he's going into West Point. So the son of a police officer.
I didn't
killed.
see that.
Oh yeah,
See, I missed
yeah.
that. So I didn't see the whole thing. So.
Yeah, so he got accepted into West Point, and Trump's the one that told him. Nothing from
Not a clap.
not a damn thing. He announced that something Joe Biden could have done, but they didn't. They got in custody the man responsible for the terrorist attack at Abbey Gate during that disastrous 13 Americans
Yes,
were
the
killed.
Afghan thing. Yeah.
Yep. I think 91 injured, 13 Americans were killed at Abbey Gate. Well, they locked up and have in custody the terrorist responsible for that bombing. He's en route, as he was speaking last night, to the United States to face justice. Nothing. Sat there stone-faced.
These people are sick.
Even when he said, even Trump reached out and says, can't you agree that we can, make America great and we're going to help the country? Nothing. They're enemies. They're calling Trump the enemy of the state. They are the enemies of the state. We're a republic, not a democracy. People should really start learning what the Constitution is, how our government is set up. Really start educating yourself and see what these people are doing. And if you're in the Democratic Party still and you're listening to this, which I doubt it, but haters like to hate and like to watch.
They love to listen.
You really need to see who's representing you from now on. There are no more blue dog Democrat, Bill Clinton Democrats left anymore.
So the question,
guys are all absolutely fanatics.
Nick, the question you have to ask is this: is that really who they are then? Because no, really,
some of them, yes. What makes it even worse?
Are they that bad?
Yes.
In other words, so I'm on Facebook a lot. We all pull in and out of Facebook. There's a guy on Facebook. I'm not going to say his name, Lewis. I'm not going to talk about Lewis, but personally, but he's a retired cop, and he does nothing but put up propaganda that's anti-Trump, whatever it happens to be, and his friends that are police officers that follow him, they're like, Lewis, you got TDS, you got Trump derangement syndrome, change the page, get onto something else. He's a DJ, does DJ work, whatever. You're a great DJ, stay in that lane. I just wonder what happens to people that they see nothing good.
We know somebody.
Nothing.
We knew somebody like that who perpetrated. He was something different. I won't mention anything. We won't.
Oh, the guy that comes on. Yeah.
So,
right.
And it is what it is. That TDS is real, man. Like, you should be able to have a grown adult conversation with others and yourselves. And people can do wrong things. And people can do right things. Yeah. You should be able to have a conversation. Yeah. Not everything is bad.
No. Yeah. First of all, from my perspective, I don't see anything that he has done yet that's bad. Do I agree with every step? Maybe not.
No, he's been a lot better this
right.
go around.
Right.
Because now he knows what to expect.
He knows what he's doing. One of the things that we've come across, and maybe we should say this for the next.
Look at Zelensky. He just got. Okay, we'll say that for the next one.
Let's start. Yes.
Do it now.
No. But are you gonna? We got to end and then start.
All right. So we're gonna wrap this up. Zelensky, right? Trump got so much hate about what Zelensky did in the Oval Office, right? Not what Trump did, but they tried to blame Trump.
And we're going to end the show with that, and we'll begin it with that on the next go round.
Sounds good. Listen, thank you, people. Again, without you guys, this wouldn't exist. Please share, like, comment. Every time you
subscribe, hit the subscribe button, please.
Every time you comment, give us some 5 stars. It helps us out. It helps the algorithm, especially with comments. Please engage with us. We will engage back. I promise you. GoodCopBadCopPodcast.com. You can get to all our socials, interact with us, send us messages. You can also get to our YouTube, Rumble, Apple Music, Spotify. We're in the top 15% because of you and Spotify. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This episode is sponsored by AR Law, PA State Rep Martina White, Biondo Creative, Morrow Flooring, and Pops McCann Whiskey.